Hi guys, welcome to Counterpoints. My name is Connor, and today we're going to be breaking down the Battle of Coruscant, specifically the rescue of Chancellor Palpatine. I strongly recommend you watch previous entries, as I've been doing them in chronological order, and you'll get a ton of lore and setup for this battle. The bare minimum I need to tell you is that the Separatists have launched a surprise attack on the galactic capital of Coruscant, that General Grievous has slaughtered dozens of Jedi and taken the Chancellor of the Senate, She Palpatine, captive. The Grand Navy of the Republic has descended on Coruscant and blocked the Separatist Navy from escaping. General and Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and famed Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker have been ordered by Jedi Master Mace Windu to recover the Chancellor and are flying in their Eta II Actis starfighters to get to Grievous's ship.
Lock onto him, R2. Master, General Grievous's ship is directly ahead. The one crawling with vulture droids.
Oh, I see it. Oh, this is going to be easy. Oddball, do you copy?
Copy, Red Leader.
Mark my position. Form your squad up behind me.
We're on your tail, General Kenobi. Set his foils in attack position.
This is where the fun begins.
Let them pass between us.
They're all over me!
Hit the front line.
I'm gonna go help them out.
No,
No, they are doing their job.
then we can do ours.
Missiles, pull up!
They overshot us.
They're coming around.
All right, R4. No. No, nothing too fancy.
Surge all power units, R2. Stand by, reverse thrusters. We got him, R2.
Flying is for droids. I'm hit. Anakin?
I see him.
Buzz droids.
R4, be careful. You haven't. Oh dear. They're shutting down all the controls.
Move to the right so I can get a clear shot at them.
The mission.
Get to the command ship. Get the Chancellor.
I'm running out of tricks here.
In the name of... Hold your fire. You're not helping here.
I agree. Bad idea.
can't see a thing.
My cockpit's fogging.
They're all over me.
Anakin!
Move to the right.
Hold on, Anakin. You're gonna get us both killed. Get out of here. There's nothing more you can do.
I'm not leaving without you, Master. Get him, R2. Watch out.
R2, hit the bus droid, center eye.
Yeah, you got him.
Great, R2.
The General's command ship is dead ahead.
Well, have you noticed the shields are still up?
Sorry, Master.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. R2, locate the Chancellor.
The Chancellor's signal is coming from right there. The observation platform at the top of that spire.
I sense Count Dooku.
I sense a trap.
Next move?
Spring the trap.
Recovering the Chancellor is of the utmost importance because while he is just the leader of the Senate, and arguably the Republic could function without him, he has been the wartime leader, bringing clarity, vision, and strength during these times of chaos and doubt. Senator Amidala of Naboo may criticize Palpatine for being insufficiently diplomatic. The Jedi may dislike his close mentorship of Anakin Skywalker, and he may have been given emergency powers to stay in office during the war, but he's still a symbol of Republican power and cannot be surrendered without a fight. The Separatists are trying to fight their way out of a grand navy of the Republican encirclement. Thousands of Venators have blocked a Separatist armada of thousands of myriad capital ships. The Venator was a multi-role cruiser, the second largest class of naval vessel made. It had massive turbo lasers along with hundreds of artillery cannons. The Venator could carry hundreds of starfighters, hundreds of LAAT dropships, dozens of all-terrain tactical enforcers, dozens of self-propelled heavy artillery lasers, thousands of clone troopers, and the logistics requirements to support all of the above. The Separatists had a host of capital ships at the Battle of Coruscant, including the iconic Providence-class dreadnought, the smaller Providence-class destroyer, the Lucrehulk-class battleship, and the Recusant-class destroyers. Their surprise attack on Coruscant was a dangerous gambit, committing a significant amount of their forces for a symbolic strike at the Republic's heart. Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker thread their Actis starfighters through the chaos of the battle, hunting General Grievous's ship. The Eta II Actis-class Jedi starfighter was considered a combat-oriented upgrade to the Delta VII Ether Sprite. The Actis had an upgraded engine used to boost its speed and weapons output. The flaps that open on either end are for maneuverability and radiation cooling as the ship runs hot. It has 2 laser cannons and 2 ion cannons. The difference are that the laser cannons fire traditional blaster plasma bolts, while ion cannons fire an unstable electrified bolt that has an electromagnetic pulse effect. The ion cannons are capable of shutting down targets, while the laser cannons chew them apart. Obi-Wan and Anakin form up with a wing of ARC-170s for their run. The Advanced Reconnaissance 170 fighter, also known as the ARC-170, was a heavy fighter and patrol craft that maxed out the capacities of its crew. It was armed with 2 overly large, medium laser cannons, proton torpedo launchers, and a rear twin laser cannon to cover its tail. It had a crew of 3 and an astromech droid that utilized a host of advanced sensors in the nose. The pilot was responsible for maneuvering and could control weapons as needed or preferred. The co-pilot was a navigator and weapons officer, capable of maximizing the use of torpedoes and cannons in conjunction with the astromech droid. The tail gunner was an extra set of eyes in combat and on patrol. The ARC-170 was large enough for the crew to keep consumables for 5 days and had an onboard hyperdrive. With all these capacities, the ARC-170 was expected to go on long-range patrol, find the enemy, have enough guns to fight its way out of a scrap, and return to base with valuable intelligence. When on patrol, the wings were closed. When in combat, winglets opened to maximize cooling while using a bunch of heat-intensive systems. During the Battle of Coruscant, the ARC-170 shifts from a light patrol craft to a heavy fighter, responsible for dueling the swarms of vulture droids and the apex predator, tri-droid fighters. Oddball is one of the pilots in the fighter wing who has served with General Kenobi the longest. He was one of the first clone generation and dutifully served throughout the war. He mastered the V-19 Torrent starfighter, the Y-wing bomber, and the ARC-170 throughout his service. Oddball survived the Battle of Coruscant and went on to serve the Republic and the Empire. The Jedi and their fighter wing escort roll into a wave of vulture battle droids. The vultures and their bomber cousins, the hyenas, were designed and built out of the same philosophy as the B-1 battle droids, that quantity is its own quality. Clone troopers might down a dozen before going down themselves, but when the Separatists field 100 vultures for every clone fighter pilot, the numbers clearly favor the Separatists. The droid tri-fighters were an upgrade that plagued clone pilots. Small but heavily armed, the tri-droid fighter was outfitted with a more advanced droid brain that made it the match of any skilled clone pilot. As a result, not only did clone pilots have to blast through shrieking clouds of vultures, but they also had to be on the lookout for tri-droids lining up a kill shot. Anakin has been faithfully serving the Republic for years now and values the lives of his troopers. He wants to double back and fight alongside them, but Obi-Wan keeps him on mission. Different people view the lives of clones differently. Some Jedi generals and commanders view their clones as sentient and sapient beings as valuable as any other creature. The Kaminoans and other Jedi saw the clones as expendable tools, mass-produced and trained to preserve the Republic. While they might be complex works of genetic engineering and weapons technology, they ultimately did not serve any greater purpose than the purposes of war. Several Jedi generals were reckless with the lives of the clones in their command. Master Mace Windu was particularly hated due to him killing Jango Fett and the poor tactical choices that led to clone commando deaths. Jango, while dying in the service of the Separatists, was the gene father of the clones and had trained much of the first generation. The disrespectful and brutal way in which Mace Windu had killed him rubbed many clones wrong, and not just that, but him ordering clone commando units across open ground during the Battle of Geonosis led to high casualties among some of the best trained and equipped troopers the Kaminoans ever produced. Many clone troopers developed fraternal bonds with their Jedi commanders, but just as many came to resent them as elitist, idealistic blowhards who understood little of war and got troopers needlessly killed due to their arrogance. Obi-Wan Kenobi, amongst other Jedi Masters, did not trust Anakin's overt sentimentality towards his troops, but this did make Anakin popular amongst the rank and file. This sentimentality and attachment also saves Obi-Wan's life. The Vultures fired missiles containing Pistoka sabotage droids, also known as buzz droids. Their programming was primarily for capital ships, but were just as dangerous to small craft. Using drills, buzzsaws, and cutting lasers, the small droids could deploy onto an enemy vehicle, puncture vacuum-sealed crew compartments, fry electrical wiring, slash through communications and critical systems components, and in general, make a space battle hell. Anakin's skill as a pilot allows him to detonate the missiles intended for his ship, while Obi-Wan's comparative lack of skill leads to him being boarded. Obi-Wan's astromech droid R4 is decapitated and vital systems are being slashed. Anakin successfully blasts a droid off of Obi-Wan's wing, but also takes the cooling foil off with it. Believing that to be a mistake, just as likely to kill his master, Anakin opts to ram and crush the droids, buying Obi-Wan some breathing room. The Jedi are successfully able to crash onto Grievous's ship and begin their infiltration. General Grievous was warned by Count Dooku that the Jedi would order Anakin to save Chancellor Palpatine, and so this is a prime opportunity to kill the Jedi messianic figure in his prime. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker are legendary amongst Republican forces for their exploits, and so trapping and killing them on top of capturing Chancellor Palpatine would be a massive victory. After some misadventures with the elevators, the Jedi make their way to an observation deck where Chancellor Palpatine is being held, a trap set by Count Dooku, also known as Darth Tyrannus.
Chancellor.
Are you all right?
Count Dooku. This time we will do it together.
I was about to say that.
Get help, you're no match for him. He's a Sith Lord.
Chancellor Palpatine, Sith Lords are our speciality.
Your swords, please. We don't want to make a mess of things in front of the Chancellor.
You won't get away this time, Dooku.
I've been looking forward to this.
My powers have doubled since the last time we met, Count.
Good. Twice the pride, double the fall. Sense great fear in you, Skywalker. You have hate, you have anger, but you don't use them.
Good, Anakin, good. Kill him. Kill him now.
I shouldn't.
Do it.
You did well, Anakin. He was too dangerous to be kept alive.
Yes, but he was an unarmed prisoner. I shouldn't have done that. It's not the Jedi way.
It is only natural. He cut off your arm, and you wanted revenge. It wasn't the first time, Anakin.
Remember what you told me about your mother and the Sand people?
Now we must leave before more security droids arrive. Anakin, there's no time. We must get off this ship before it's too late.
He seems to be all right.
Leave him, or we'll never make it.
His fate will be the same as ours.
Echoing back to their last failed duel against Count Dooku, where Anakin lost his arm, Master Obi-Wan says, "We'll do it together." Anakin agrees sardonically, as his impatience last time almost got them killed, but he is supremely more confident in his abilities now. Anakin is a veteran of the Clone Wars. He's destroyed innumerable droids, turned the tide of battle single-handedly, saved Obi-Wan and the other masters both in void combat and on the ground, dueled the Sith apprentice Asajj Ventress, and consistently emerged victorious from trials that killed other Jedi Knights. Obi-Wan Kenobi is likewise confident in his abilities, having defeated Darth Maul as a Padawan, and defeated Asajj Ventress and Darth Tyrannus on the field of battle. Count Dooku is likewise confident, believing his power in the dark side will allow him to humble these Jedi fools. Early in the duel, he is easily able to take both of them, allowing himself to be surrounded. Count Dooku is able to force push Obi-Wan Kenobi away, and Anakin's response is to swing at his head like a baseball bat for an attempted decapitation. Recovered, Obi-Wan slices through two B-2 battle droids like butter as he attempts to corner Count Dooku with his brother in arms. Count Dooku is still wildly powerful though, so he is able to kick Anakin and fling Obi-Wan Kenobi across the room like a ragdoll, subsequently crushing him under a platform. Anakin has allowed his emotions to get the best of him several times in his adventures as a Padawan and a knight. These are ways that would have gotten him kicked out of the Jedi Order were it not for the demands of war. Anakin massacred a Tusken village on Tatooine over the death of his mother. Anakin tapped into the dark side on Yavin 4 to defeat Asajj Ventress. Anakin was carrying on an illicit marriage with Senator Padme Amidala. On countless occasions, he has defied orders from fellow Jedi Masters and Knights, relying on his talents and skills alone to see him through to victory. This willingness to break the rules costs him, though. It costs him the trust of his peers. It forces him to keep secrets. It forced him to cover up his rage in the presence of his mentors, and this creates a dark pit in his soul. Count Dooku goads this darkness in Anakin, challenging him on why he doesn't use it in battle. Count Dooku counted on that rage to force Anakin to stumble, to force him to overcommit, an anger that would allow Count Dooku to make Anakin look like a fool and kill him as the superior servant of the Force. He was so wrong that even he is shocked by his defeat. Fueled by fear, anger, hate, and suffering, Anakin taps into his darkness and slices off Count Dooku's hands, disarming him almost literally. At Chancellor Sheev Palpatine's encouragement, he beheads Count Dooku, although he knows it's wrong. Chancellor Palpatine assures him that Anakin wanted revenge for his lost arm, and it's only natural, but the statement he was too dangerous to let live goes much deeper than that. Purely from a Republican perspective, Count Dooku was the architect of the Clone Wars. Count Dooku had goaded separatist systems into rebellion. Count Dooku organized the Trade Federation, Geonosians, and the Banking Clan into a power block. He had used this power to wage war on neutral and independent systems, bringing them to heel through the power of the droid army. Count Dooku believed he was a hero on the side of the conflict, freeing the varied peoples of the galaxy from the corruption, graft, and weakness of the Republic. However, in his pursuit of ideological purity, he had condemned millions to death and misery and promised his own soul to the dark side of the Force. Chancellor Sheev Palpatine was his master, and it was Count Dooku's plan to kill Anakin, cement his role in the separatist movement, conquer the Republic, and then overthrow Palpatine in order to usher in a truly just galaxy. Count Dooku was so shocked by his own defeat that he was likely still thinking about what he should do as he was being beheaded. The Sith demanded strength. His defeat in battle meant that Anakin was his better. The justice he desired demanded power, and yet power stayed solidly with Palpatine. If he were to beg for his life, he would be admitting he was wrong about the nature of power and his ability to wield it. These thoughts were likely firing through his head as the twin sabers sliced it off. Chancellor Palpatine orders Anakin to abandon Obi-Wan so they can escape, but Anakin, sentimental as always, refuses to abandon his master and brother. The very thing that the Jedi chastise him for is the very thing that has saved Obi-Wan's life twice in this battle. Anakin does not do so in fear, though. He does so believing it to be the truly right thing to do, which brings us to the end for now. If you want to support the channel, please remember to like the video, share it with your friends, ring the bell for new videos, and comment for the comment gods. Your viewership helps me in the algorithm and is appreciated. Also, go watch Counterpoints 40K in Sci-Fi while you're at it. If you want to take your support a bit further, please become a YouTube member or join us at patreon.com/counterpoints. Check out the other videos on the channel, support our sponsors. I'll catch you in the next one.